Alright everyone, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, this time bringing you my match preview for Chelsea's away trip against Southampton in the Premier League. An in-form Blues versus an out-of-form Saints. Hopefully it ends with all 3 points in the bag. But like always, I'll be giving you guys the team news, giving you guys my predicted lineup and my predicted scoreline for the game as well. So if you enjoy, leave a like, comment your predictions down below. I'd love to read them. And as always, subscribe for more Chelsea FC content on this channel. But it's been a pretty good run for the Blues lately. Maybe not the most exciting games, but games when it most matters are giving us the W's and the 3 points. So hopefully Thomas Tuchel's men can keep that up. And yeah, with the team news, guys, I have to be honest, I am filming this on a Thursday. I've got a few things coming up in the next few days, meaning I probably won't be able to film this in time before the Chelsea-Southampton game actually takes place. So I'm filming it now, and that does mean that maybe the team news isn't as up-to-date as it could be. However, what I have seen is that Kai Havertz and Thiago Silva are back in Chelsea training, and that will lead me to believe that they are hopefully going to be available for this game. I can also probably assume that Tammy Abraham is not going to be available for selection. Hopefully he recovers very quickly from that injury suffered against Newcastle and by that reckless challenge from Lascelles. But nevertheless, guys, I think that is fair enough Chelsea news to assume. And with Southampton, I know they're going to be without Walker-Peters, I know they're going to be without Walcott, so a few key players in there that will be out for Southampton as well, which hopefully we can capitalise on. But one thing that I've been, thinking about that's been racking my brain is, will we see a different system or different formation from Thomas Tuchel? And the reason that I say that is because you look at our past fixtures, you look at Newcastle, Burnley, Wolves, Spurs without Harry Kane, and they're all similar in the way they play. They all like to sit back, soak up pressure, and maybe try and hit you on the counter or hit with some long balls up the pitch, and we've fared very well with the 3-4-3 against those types of teams. However, we've all heard and we all know that Tuchel likes to vary up his tactics, his formations, his players used in the game. We also need to take into account that our game against Atletico Madrid is going to be coming up soon in the Champions League as well. So maybe this will be an opportunity to maybe give a few players a bit of a rest, rotate a couple of individuals to try and make sure that we are sharp for what is going to be very, very important, I guess, few weeks for us. I mean, after the Southampton game, which isn't going to be easy, they're going to be looking to get out of their form. We have teams like Man U, Atletico, like I said, Leeds, Everton, potentially Liverpool if that fixture gets brought forward because of the FA Cup. So this is going to be the true test, to be honest, because we haven't really been tested that much. I mean, even against Spurs, they didn't have Harry Kane, and our biggest test really was against Barnsley. So I think this is going to be a real true indication of how good this team actually is under Thomas Tuchel. But I think, for one, we are actually going to see a change in formation. Well, I don't know if it's I think we're going to see a change, but I want to make this video a bit interesting, so I'm going to provide you guys with a little bit of an alternative formation with a few other players that maybe we haven't seen too much this season, with a team that I think could actually dispatch the Saints rather handily. But obviously you guys can let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with it. But one thing that I think we can all agree on is that Edouard Mendy is going to be in goal. Kepa, 2 decent performances. However, Tuchel did come out and say that Mendy's still the number 1, which is fair enough. Mendy hasn't done anything wrong to deserve being dropped. I think, if anything, this is just us trying to maybe boost the value of Kepa a little bit. And against a poor side like Newcastle, against Barnsley, he performed, as you'd expect him to, and hopefully that can boost up his value a bit. I mean, Kepa as a second keeper for years on end isn't necessarily the worst thing ever, but I assume the plan is going to be to maybe offload him, or unless some miraculous recovery does in fact happen, which I hope it does. I hope Kepa succeeds, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be at Chelsea. But this is where maybe all of you guys agreeing with me maybe ends, depending on what you're thinking, because I'm going to go with a back 4. And first time we'd have seen a back 4 under Tuchel, unless you count the second half over at Barnsley. But I'll give you guys my explanation as I go up the team. But the back 4 is going to be Ben Chilwell at left back, Antonio Rudiger and Thiago Silva at centre-back, with Reece James at right-back. Now, obviously, Chilwell doesn't really need to be explained much. Alonso, don't want to see him in the back four, so Ben Chilwell would be the person that goes there. Rudiger and Thiago Silva now. Obviously, my bias, I'd love to see Kurt Zouma back in the team, but if I'm being realistic, I don't think Rudiger is going to get dropped. I don't think, obviously, Silva's going to be in the team no matter what. So, yeah, I think those two are probably going to start. Would like to see Zouma definitely ahead of Christensen, though, if we are talking about back fours. And Reece James at right back, just a bit more mobile, just, suits that right back position maybe a bit more than Azpilicueta nowadays. Maybe this won't happen because maybe Tuchel still wants Azpilicueta's leadership in the team. He played quite well against Newcastle as well, to be fair to him. But, I don't know, I think we just need to maybe give some players a rest before the Atletico game. And I wouldn't be surprised if against an Atletico side we know like to sit back and we play the 3-4-3 again. So maybe we want to give some of those players a rest, meaning that Reece James can play this game. The midfield, now I'm going to go for, I guess, a midfield 3. It could be kind of a midfield 4 in the diamonds, but we'll get to that in a bit. Jorginho, Kovacic and N'Golo Kante. The midfield that I absolutely dreaded under any other manager. I mean, I still kind of dread it now, but we'll get into my thinking a little bit against this Southampton side. Jorginho and Kovacic been playing very well recently, can't really be dropped, and I think will be crucial to how we play in this game. Kante comes in mainly because, Southampton, okay, they like to have a high line and they like to press. Now, this is going to be the first team that we've really come up against under Tuchel that is going to be like this. It's going to play high, that's going to press us, that's going to try and get the ball. Ings a great presser, other players as well. So I'm thinking the extra man in midfield there with Kante can help us sort of get around that press and maybe make it a bit more easier to navigate through the midfield. Kovacic getting out of tight spaces, driving upwards. Kante mopping up if we do lose the ball as well. And I do think that could be the way to go forwards, which leads me to the front three, I guess you could say, of Timo Werner on the left, Cal Hudson-Odoi on the right, and Mason Mount as that sort of bit of a false 9 role. Now, obviously you could say it's like a 4-1-2-1-2 diamond, something like that. I've just gone for 4-3-3 false 9. But we actually saw this a little bit against Spurs with the exact same 3 actually. It worked decently, but I think against Southampton with a high line, you want that bit of pace that can break through, and all 3 of these players do have pace and can break the lines. Now, it would mean that Werner is a bit more on his own on that left side. We know he can do a job there. It might not be as nice as when he has maybe a wing back next to him, but I still think he should be able to cope well. He's on some good form. We saw what he did against Southampton last time we faced them. Maybe this can be his team. Maybe this can be the team that he likes playing against. And yeah, it would be nice to see Timo Werner get on the score sheet again. But Mason Mount pressing from the front, leading that, and trying to, sort of outwit those Southampton defenders when they're on the ball. Hudson-Odoi, another great performer, a bit higher up the pitch now with that right wing role. Some people, I get, could be saying, oh, but where are the goals in this team? Maybe Werner, we don't know if he's on form yet. Hudson-Odoi, Mount, they're not consistent scorers. To be honest, guys, I don't know who else you'd put in it. Pulisic, he's not on good form. Ziyech, he's not on good form. They're not going to add goals. Abraham's going to be out for this game. Probably would start Abraham if he was available, but I don't think he will be. And Giroud. Now, Giroud can score goals, but the thing is, against Southampton, like I said, they're going to play a high line. Giroud, he's not the best at running on the inside. To be honest, I don't think we've actually played that great when he's been in the team. He scored against Newcastle, but he didn't really do anything else. I don't think he's been playing that well, guys, to be honest with you. Maybe you disagree, but I don't think I'd start Giroud in this game. Maybe I'd be more likely to start Giroud against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. He loves the European competition, and they will probably sit deep, so I'd probably save Giroud for that game, to be honest with you. So yeah, that is going to be my team now. It doesn't fill me with loads of excitement, the midfield especially. I'd love to see Mount in the midfield 3, and then maybe another attacker up top. But like I said, I just don't think anyone warrants it at the moment. No one's been playing well enough outside the front 3 that are on your screen now that really cater to a start, I don't think. And apart from maybe Abraham, who, like I said, is going to be out. So, Reece James and Chilwell, they can join the attack though, so that can still make some good options. And Kovacic, he's getting a bit better with his creativity and ball progression, so he can always add a bit as well if needed. Hopefully the form of these players can all continue. Gives a little bit of a boost to maybe some players that aren't really playing that often. Chilwell, James, Kante. This could really be a big game for them to maybe prove they're worth a bit more, to get a bit more game time. And yeah, I think that, I don't know, guys. I quite like this team, to be honest. I think this could be a team that could really cause Southampton some issues. Maybe they'll play a bit differently because they've been on poor form. They might decide to change tactics. But if I'm going with what this team could do against their sort of 4-4-2 pressing style, I think this could be a good way to go. But do let me know in the comments below if you guys agree or not. What you change? Would you stick with the 3-4-3? I'd love to be able to know and debate that with you guys in the comments as well. But yeah, that's going to be my team. If I'm going with a predicted scoreline, we haven't conceded a goal from an opposition team yet. And you've got to think, and this is sort of what I thought under Lampard with that big run of clean sheets, that goal is going to be coming eventually. I think under Lampard it was Sheffield United that broke that home clean sheet record. I think we could see Southampton do that. They're going to be looking to pick up a win after all this poor form. Danny Ings, they do have a high line. This will be a big test for our defence. Obviously Rudiger doesn't fill me with loads of trust as well. I think I'm going to go for Southampton to score at least one goal. So I'm going to go with 1 goal Southampton. I'll go with Danny Ings to score that. However, I'm going to go with Chelsea to break their duct of only scoring a maximum of 2 goals. And I'm going to go with 3-1 Chelsea. I'm going to go with 1 goal from Timo Werner. I'm going to go with another goal from Mason Mount. And I'll go with another goal from a substitute appearance of Christian Pulisic as well. So there you go, guys. 3-1 to Chelsea is going to be my prediction for the scoreline. I would like to see a new system, a new formation. Give it a go. Maybe, be a bit more exciting. Don't get me wrong. Results are what matters at the moment. That's the most important thing. If we're going to be boring for the rest of the season, but, progress in the Champions League and maintain top 4, then I'm all for it at this role. But, I just like to maybe, maybe it's just, maybe I'm thinking a bit more of, the fun of the game more than the actual results. But I just want to see something a bit different. Would love to Zuma to start as well. He adds that threat from set pieces, but who knows if that will happen. But yeah, guys, that's my predicted lineup and score. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or not. I do hope you all have a nice day and have a nice weekend as well. I will see you all next time.